Okay, anyway. So I apologize for spamming y'all with that. I thought I was trying to help y'all save some money, especially with the free shipping. But it worked out to
You
be really
can't
not that great of a deal.
you can't cancel an Amazon pre-order after a point.
Yeah,
So
Hmm.
you can if you don't
Especially,
have the right payment method.
that's the way I've done it.
yeah.
I've just put a payment method on there that yeah, it can't they can't tender. So
Besides, when I got the text from you is when I decided to check on the status of my pre-order and found out it was on the way. So no
Yeah.
harm done.
Well, it's like I wasn't going to get it, but again, I
oh,
was
Rob, you pre-ordered it? I forgot.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it and it's here and it's great.
yeah, because I wasn't going to get it as far as the Lunar Prime, but again, when I saw that with the free shipping, I thought it would be a more significant savings than what it was. Uh, and I really didn't want to get the one with the
You
trailer
can sit for a
because
picnic.
yeah, it's just for the extra $50 difference. I really didn't want the trailer. So
I don't want the one. I have the one without the trailer. It'll be here tomorrow, and it feel like after having this, I absolutely do not want that.
yeah, so I figured if I'm going to get it, I can just at least save money by not getting the trailer that I don't really want or need.
Mhm.
So it's like I get both it and the Lunar Prime when it comes out. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
But again, I apologize if I spammed y'all with that.
it's cool.
Yeah, this would not feel complete without the trailer.
Yeah, the only issues I take with it come for the trailer, but I'll leave that for the show.
I've
Mhm.
barely messed with the trailer, but
Yeah,
it
well,
just looks so nice in the box with the styrofoam and everything. It's
oh,
wonderful.
it does.
It's it's glorious, and I
It's
never
great.
want another one.
Like I said, there's a few things that could use it. Like I said, I'd like a Rodimus Prime. I liked that toy as a kid. I would be happy if it could actually move. And there's probably a couple other things you could think of that I would want in this format, but I definitely don't want like 70 of these over the next 20 years or anything.
Yeah, I mean, Soundwave was pretty much already this to a degree.
They'll
So
definitely do Soundwave because all they got to do is like make his knees bend the other way. I mean,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
but I'm saying if
Add a joint in the shoulder too.
yeah, it's
yeah,
like if they only have a certain limited amount of slots they're going to
and
try
it's
this on.
Soundwave.
I think other toys could use an upgrade more than Soundwave.
I don't know that, I could be wrong, but I don't know that they'll even go past Optimus Prime.
I
They
mean,
may not.
they might do a Megatron, but it can't be G1 Megatron unless it's only Japan
It can
only.
be if
Japan,
it can be if it's Japanese. Yeah, you'll have to
Yeah,
import it.
yeah, I know. And then you'll have that same problem with like the orange plug having to be installed and all those,
you
and
mean
that
the
was
one that
back
falls right
then.
out?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying there was a lot the retailers had to do to make it
No,
importable.
so I think I don't remember which toy it was. It was one of the masterpieces. It was a pain to get the plug out, but sometimes the plug is just barely,
Yeah, but
it just falls
I'm
out.
just yeah, I just remember the U.S. retailers had a lot to do to get it allowed to be imported, which is why we didn't see the pre-orders go up until all those logistics were worked out.
Yeah, Pulse can't put it up if it's Megatron, but Amazon Japan can.
I wish Pulse would put up Silverbolt so I can drop my pre-order at wherever I have it at.
Amazon Japan.
It's either there or HLJ. I can't remember which.
Oh, I think I canceled my Amazon Japan. Oh, I need to do the diecast trick and make sure I have a payment method. Actually, it's my trick. I think I mentioned it before diecast did, but
Yeah, I just lucked out and my payment method was expired.
yeah. So, but I need to update that for the 3-pack with Ghost of Starscream, Shockwave, and Megatron because I don't want that anymore.
Yeah. Rob, you are exactly right. I mean, that is, take out the bellows firing gimmick and just like go two up on that figure.
I'm sorry,
Mhm.
It's Ghost of Starscream Waspinator 2-pack. I'm going to cancel that and the 3-pack, the Nemesis Bridge set. I don't need them.
No.
I'm getting that Starscream Waspinator just for the Starscream, and I hope I can sell the Waspinator to someone who wants just him. If I can get that, if I can sell that Waspinator for enough to start that Starscream down to roughly a Voyager price, around maybe around $40 or so, I'll be happy with that. Matt, did you see the all the Marvel Legends stuff they announced the last few days? Did you the Sam Wilson Captain America? There's a new one of those coming out.
Yeah, that was actually announced like a while back.
Oh, okay. I thought that was something new.
No, I don't think they've announced anything else since they did the stream last week.
Oh, okay. I saw that and I hadn't seen it across my timeline before, so I thought that was something new that had been revealed.
Oh, we got one more day of this month.
Yeah.
Thank
Weird-
goodness.
A weird one.
How weird. Diecast is at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that. I just saw it. I saw a hotel room behind him in my head, full of toys. I made a dumb purchase today. I'll talk about it next week, I guess.
Mm. Didn't you make a dumb purchase last week too?
We'll talk about that
This
later in the episode.
Hmm.
Okay. Good. I thought I remembered something like that.
Last week's dumb purchase is dumber than today's dumb purchase.
Hmm.
Today's dumb purchase was an exceptional bargain, all things considered. So,
Hey, Brian, I'm just looking at the show notes, and I know we talked about a lot of the stuff JT Prime let us know about last week, but wasn't there some other stuff that just came out this week?
it's the third bullet that Chris put in.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I've kind of glazed over that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's something interesting to talk about.
And the one after that is something depressing to talk about.
I didn't. Oh yeah, Collector's Con.
I just want to know when Comics, Grimlock, and Shockwave is. I want to get at least one of each. I don't know if I'll get two Grimlocks or not. I might.
I think they were coming out in the summer.
Yeah, so it should be soonish. Of course, also, the bullet point after that CollectorCon is like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that. I'm pretty sure I said I wasn't going to.
Which one? What?
Bullet after that.
Mm,
Oh, the one I was getting
one?
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, it's been released? I thought it wasn't due till April.
I pre-ordered it.
July 15th.
Yeah, I'm gonna have if I move, I'm gonna have to have the address changed on the order. Otherwise, it'll ship to some place where I'm not living.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it happened.
You think you'll be moved by then?
Yeah, I mean the plan is to try to move like
It's
by June.
Look. Yeah, for like 5 months from now.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's not a quick thing to usually to.
I'm moving. I've rented my first of 2 to 3 storage units where I want to live, and I'm moving things. So we were looking at the house this week, and if we liked
Okay.
it, we would have put in an offer on it. We did not like it.
Ah. Well, probably a good idea to put in an offer then.
Yeah, we like.
So, Brian, are we going to see you on House Hunters?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a show Chris and I watch on HGTV about people being shown houses and places across the world, and we just sort of look at the stuff we may want to do at some point whenever we get our forever home or final home, I guess.
That's not your final home?
No,
That's not even his final form.
Oh wow.
yeah, I've got at least two Digivolutions more than this. No, it's we want to retire. She wants to retire someplace around a beach or a lake. Um, so and with her work, she could do a lot more remote than I could currently. So, but yeah, it's we're just looking long term. When we needed to move out of the apartment, this hit so many of our boxes of what we're looking for, but it's still where we live. We don't want to live here the rest of our lives.
Your Ryza is really nice.
I see Don more Ferenginar though.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to go to Fringinar. It looks like it rains all the time. It's like being
Does
in
rain all the
London.
time.
It's like being in London or
Yeah, they had, like,
Seattle.
240
137
some.
words.
Oh, I thought it was 240. Yeah. I haven't watched that episode in a while.
Is it possible you're conflating it with the rules of acquisition, of which there's 285?
Quite possibly.
Hmm.
I started watching Deep Space Nine again the other day, and I gotta tell you, the first two seasons are a lot better than I remember them being.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
It almost works the same way for Voyager too. It's kind of unsettling.
Voyager would have to be better than I remember it. I know it's not as bad. I know it's not as bad as I remember it.
Disagree.
In a post Picard season 1 and 2 world, I'm sure I would appreciate it more.
I don't know. I'm just generally having a hard time with the concept that the existence of something worse makes something else look better. Just in general.
Yeah. Donald, speaking of what you were talking about a minute ago in the chat, Matt, you too?
Okay to pass that to Jay?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure there are multiples. I'm sure that represents many.
All right.
Hmm. Oh.
Hey, Rob, I was looking at Seguria, which I know I still am mispronouncing that.
Sir, guy.
Sir Guy,
That's the
thank you.
one.
I just have trouble with that. But I was looking at for a Tryon 3 kit, and they're running like almost, I think, like $60, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
It's apparently it's going up instead of down, I guess, because of scarcity.
Yeah, it's out of print. If they ever actually reprint it, I imagine it'll go down a little bit. I'm hoping anyway, because I'd like to get one myself.
They have the clear version, but it's like I don't trust myself with,
Oh, clear plastic model kits are something I've never quite been able to do. I have the one that came with the collector's edition of New Gundam Breaker, and I have just never had the courage to build it.
I still haven't put my Shogun Zords together because I'm just terrified of screwing them up and not having the set and then not being able to do anything with them.
There's a Tryon 3 here for 48 instead of 64.
Well, yeah, but with me looking at Omega Prime, that's been moved way down the list.
Oh yeah, that's totally fair. I get it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they have reissued it at least once because there's one that has the old red Bandai logo on it and one that has the newer blue one. So it will probably get reprinted again. That being the case.
I got shipped something from Entertainment Earth. That should be here next week, hopefully for the show that I have been standing by for a very long time.
Nice.
I get that reference.
I was thinking it was a Star Wars like trench reference.
No, you have to open your eyes.
I've also got a again, this was it's a hell of an impulse buy, but that's no spoiler, but they shipped out my Mondo Batman Mask of the Phantasm. So I hope to
You
have
just said Phantasm, and we've known what you meant.
well, yeah, I guess, but yeah.
You just look it up. Phantasm.
But it is so beautiful.
So that's $200. Jesus Christ!
What the Mondo?
I
They're
don't
not
feel
cheap.
so. I don't feel so bad for what I bought today.
Well, actually, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the exact dynamics, but I had made about 125 off of some eBay sales that I had like $40 in. So I had some money to go towards that, so I didn't pay the full retail.
I love Batman the Animated Series, and its facets, but like a $200 action figure of something that is there's less definition to by virtue of its design. It's not like they can squeeze in more to it. Like the design elements of that Phantasm are very sparse. Like I would feel like I'm not getting much value.
Well, I mean, I understand that. It's such a beautiful piece, and it's just something I really want to go on my eventual Batman shelf as a centerpiece
Does
for
the cowl
that.
come off?
Yeah, the version that I got has the swappable head with the Andrea Beaumont
Oh, that's okay.
head.
That's pretty
Spoilers.
awesome.
Spoilers. Yeah. Yes, so you can have her
Yeah.
as the Phantasm with just the Andrea Beaumont head.
That's pretty sweet. Mask of the Phantasm is great. I don't think it's not peak Batman the Animated Series though.
It's up there though.
It's very good.
I think you really can't look at it as Batman the Animated Series. You have to look at it as a Batman movie.
Yeah, it's something slightly different. Like I don't know what my favorite Night of the Ninja may not be my favorite animated series episode, but to me it feels kind of like peak Batman the Animated Series.
That and Day of the Samurai are both really good.
Yeah.
I gotta go with either Feet of Clay or Two Face. I mean, Heart of Ice naturally, but
Yeah. I know it's an episode of Superman, but I still love Nighttime. I still think that's
it's good.
That's a whole lot of fun.
It is fun, but it doesn't feel like a Batman.
Yeah. The 3-part Batman Superman crossover original, World's Finest. I think that is
That's
fun.
It's fun. I don't love it. It's fun.
It's the best Batman Superman movie we've ever had.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I'm trying. I think, of course, y'all know my favorite Batman animated series episode. It's Beware the Grey Ghost. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
yeah, I
it's
forgot
just
I
about
mean
that.
that
Yeah.
actually is way high
Fantastic.
up there.
It is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't knock you for that.
No, okay, so
I
like,
also love the fact that Bruce Timm is the villain in that. So.
yeah. Yeah, so like Feet of Clay, Two-Face, Grey Ghost. I also think his Silicon Soul is up there pretty
Yes.
I
well
like it.
too.
Yes, the Hardak follow up. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's the Batman in the set that I showed off last week.
Yeah, right. Like the original Hard Act two-parter is pretty interesting also, but like they really nailed it with the follow-up to that in a completely different way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Blade in the chat was talking about Almost Got Him.
That's fun.
That
It's
that
a fun
was
episode.
That's
that
a
was
fun
fun.
one.
That was fun.
You know what? The initial Ra's al Ghul two-parter too. I can't remember something. Demon's Head, I think.
I mean, that would make
Yeah.
sense.
That one's
Yeah.
What was the one
good.
that?
It's just a good show.
Yeah,
What was-
it is.
Yeah, what was the episode where Bruce woke up and thought that he was? It was this. It
For
was this.
Chance to Dream, I want
Okay,
to say.
yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, that was
So-
another.
So I also think like basically all the Riddler episodes are really strong.
And all the Penguin episodes really suck.
One or two of those Riddler episodes has really bad animation, but the story is solid, so it's still a net win. I liked later in life more than I did when it first ran. The episode where Riddler pretends to go reformed.
Riddler's Reform.
Thank you. Like that one hit for me better when I was older. It was a little bit boring to me when I was a kid, which I mean it wasn't really like an action heavy episode. Probably when I was a kid, my favorite Riddler episode would have been like What is Reality?
That's the one with the bad animation.
Well, the one I was thinking of is If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich? So maybe Riddler
Yeah.
episodes just had a bad shake.
Two villains from the series. I wish King Tut had appeared because I
No.
love King Tut in the.
We
in
got
the
Maxie Zeus. That was bad enough.
Yeah, that was
well,
bad.
I just like King Tut from the '66 series. I kind of wish he had shown up at least one episode in this. But I always liked Clock King, especially his first
Yeah.
appearance.
Yeah, Clock King's first appearance was actually pretty cool because,
Yeah.
like, yeah, this guy with no physical skills or training or special ability, except to know the train schedules really well, just capitalized on that to completely befuddle Batman.
Wait. You said you wanted the Clock King to show up?
No, King Tut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just wanted
'cause I'm
King
like,
Tut to
Clock
show up.
King, yeah. So I thought you were gonna say like Calendar Man or Killer Moth or something. I didn't know.
Egghead. Or
Egghead.
Bookworm.
No, Egghead.
Bookworm.
Egghead was
Marsha,
Vincent-
Queen of Diamonds.
If Egghead could still be voiced by Vincent Price, yeah, he could show up. But
He would have been alive.
No, he
And-
died in '92, so
Oh.
that
yeah,
timing would have
yeah,
been like just
Yeah.
wrong.
yeah.
Actually,
So-
he probably could have voiced the first, couple of appearances, but
Yeah, but it's just Egghead never really interested me in the '66 series, but I just love the over the top of King Tut. It's just one of those little fun villains I like.
Manny Kara says, no Condiment King shoutouts yet?
I sold that thing.
I love that episode.
I sold my BAF figure from that first wave for $100.
Condiment King, Pack Rat, and Mighty Mom.
Uh-huh. That episode got funnier to me again as time went on because when it first aired, I didn't have any context except for Roseanne.
Mm-hmm.
Joker's Favor. That's a good one.
Yeah, oh yeah, Joker's favors are that one's at the end where Joker is yelling for Batman to come save him.
Uh-huh.
That's always fun. The one thing I wish is that, like when Static Shock crossed over with Batman and Justice League, I wish it had felt more like a Justice League or Batman episode. It didn't seem to hit as hard again, it's static. It was a different audience, a different, all that. But I just kind of wish it had a little more of that because nighttime felt like it was closer to the feel than what the Static Shot episode. But I love the Static Shot episodes.
I don't know that I appreciate Superman the animated series anymore as an adult than I did as a kid, though.
It was fair, but it wasn't like outstanding.
I was
The best thing that show did was casting Tim Daly as the voice of Superman.
Yes.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. I mean, there was some. I like
Danny
the
Delaney is Lois
Yeah,
Lane.
yeah, that was really good too.
Yeah, I like the
And
Green
and
Lantern.
of course Clancy Brown's Lex Luthor. Like the
Yeah.
three,
Perfect. Yes.
the three
Yeah.
leads were perfectly cast for their parts.
I mean, I liked the first Green Lantern episode, even though it was Hal Jordan. I still liked it.
Well, Metallo was Malcolm McDowell too, so
You're
time was a
right.
fire in which he burned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and I like to think it took Batman and Superman for them to finally see the cohesiveness that was there, which led to Justice League. I kind it's all stepping stones to get to Unlimited, but Unlimited for the most part was just phenomenal.
Gilbert Gottfried is Mxyzptlk. Yeah, that was also.
Yeah, you made me skywrite my name backwards.
So which
twice.
Which do we like better? Batman the animated series or Unlimited?
Animated
Which
series.
one would we like better?
Yeah.
Unlimited.
I'm so torn.
Yeah,
For me, it's an easy go to animated series. I loved Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. They were a great achievement in what they were trying to do, but it never had.
Wait, are we talking Batman the animated series or Superman the animated series? Because we would talk. Okay, Batman. Because we were talking about Superman the animated series prior.
Batman the animated series or Unlimited.
Yeah, Batman the animated series.
I love them both so much for completely different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Batman the Animated Series has this really unique feel to it, and it is something that will never happen. It can never feel that way again. Justice League Unlimited is another thing that'd be hard to reproduce, but I feel more like another franchise could do that again in the modern day.
The Avengers animated series was pretty good. The first pass at it.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, EMH.
I was bored. I never made it all the way through.
That was the second pass. That was the second pass in the Avengers cartoon. The first was Avengers.
We stand on Fox.
On Fox Kids, yeah.
Yeah, that was not.
Nobody liked that.
Well, they couldn't use Iron Man, Captain America, or Hulk.
I mean, but it still sucked. You could get by without using those characters, and it's
yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
Recording stopped.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's time to start.
Yeah, we good?
Well, that was fun.
It was fun.
Where's my recording? Here we go. All right.
Chris,
and yes, Jared, Kyle was the first Green Lantern in DCAU.
And big shout out to Ed Asner for granting goodness.
Yeah.
Just like what Paladin said.
Yeah. Okay.
The DC animated shows
recording
had
in
great
progress.
Voice casting.
You know what I forgot that I had?
Well, Kyle Rayner was the first Green Lantern we saw, but John Stewart sent him to Katmatui to train.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 872. I'm Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Chris.
Yes.
Don.
Hello.
That's a little loud. Matt.
Greetings.
Rob.
Hello.
Diecast.
I'm here.
Yeah, so Radio Free Cybertron is the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast since 1999. We'll be celebrating our 25th anniversary later this year. Yep.
Brian, if this helps any, you've been doing this podcast about as long as I've been with my company. Because I start 27 years in July.
Well, I'm sorry about that, Don. Yeah, it's pretty impactful show. A lot of news and stuff. I've got something I want to share at the end of the show. I think spoilers. It's the greatest toy ever. For the people watching the video, and I shouldn't have done this. I held up Missing Link Convoy. I mean, I think we're going to be excited to talk about that later on in the show. But let's move on to the Omega Prime update. 16,228. All tiers unlocked.
Nice.
2
Ooh,
weeks
you
to
got
go.
your stand.
Yeah, you get your
Well, yeah,
pointless pieces of road.
right.
Congratulations.
But I still think we're going to be in for a surprise, an
I
add-on
don't.
part or something. I
I
think
don't.
there's something left for them to drop on us.
Yeah, maybe if they were doing better.
I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've just got this feeling.
Hey Don, there is good news though.
I can save a bunch of.
Robosen has a $30 off coupon for their toys.
It's $30 off every 100. Sure, but other than that,
So, yeah, I'm gonna say like that $30 will entice a few people to buy, probably, maybe. I wouldn't expect them to take too much off the top of their flagship products. I don't know what their margins are. I'm sure they're making more than $30 on it, but
I mean, it still would be an insignificant amount for anybody who is like would have a difficulty financing this in the first place. But like the minimum they should be doing is $100 off. They need to put triple digits on their discount for their $1,200 and up robot toys.
yeah,
I feel like the discount should at least cover the cost of shipping, and I'm betting $30 doesn't.
No,
maybe depending on how they're shipping it and what their rate is with their
And if you
carrier.
live next door to the warehouse, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, certain vendors, certain companies don't discount their products at all, and
Yeah.
it usually has something to do with like the prestige of the product. If they view their if they're like the top end of their sector or they're a luxury good or something like that, Robosen probably sees themselves in that same sector. So, but hey, if you want $30 off diecast, you can get that Grimlock now for $30 less. Or did you already get
Yeah.
it?
No, I didn't get it. I'm not gonna. I have the Optimus Prime. That's fine.
Grimlock's the good looking one though.
Yeah.
You need it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Diecast
it's
needs
also
it, right,
it's also
guys?
the $1,700 one,
Yeah, get it.
like Grimlock.
Okay. We tried. Hey, at our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, do you think Diecast needs to get Grimlock?
Order
Nani TF
5.
said orders 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need it. Would that be 150 off? Maybe if you do them one at a time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
Hey,
leaving money on the table,
yeah.
diecast.
Totally need to do that.
Uh-huh.
So we have more leaks. United Wave 5 and Generations 2025.
Yeah, so we'll start with Wave 5 of Legacy United, which I guess is going to be the first wave for the 2025 product year. It's basically just kind of wrapping up some loose ends with Legacy United and bringing in a few other things that are a little bit interesting. So, Core Quest Dinobot is going to land in Wave 5. It was supposed to be in Wave 2 and got delayed or, soft canceled, and this is where it's popped back up. The same for Deluxe Sure Shot. That was supposed to be coming out in this wave and
Cool.
got moved off. So those are at least back on the list and hopefully are not, actually vaporware at this point.
Yeah, I would imagine Sure Shot probably got moved because they didn't want another orange dune buggy in with Sandstorm.
Very
Maybe.
possible. Even though they don't look much alike, but
It's still brightly colored dune buggy.
yeah.
well, remember they had too many tanks at one point that they moved stuff around on too. So
Yes, but that was
Yeah.
2008 and 5 teams ago.
Yeah.
Legacy United Deluxe G2 Breakdown.
Yes.
Also, bear in mind, as far as we know, this is a general retail wave. So the
Not a
G2
capsule toy, yeah.
Yeah, the G2 Stunticons are breaking out of their exclusivity, at least for this one.
So there'll be people who cannot complete a G2 Minosaur.
I mean, that's already been the case considering how hit and miss Shadow Strip was.
Yeah.
At least until the Ross finds. But even that was not especially universal. So Legacy United Deluxe Armada Wheeljack, which of course is going to just be a straight recolor of Shattered Glass Sideswipe from the
Mhm.
2-pack recently. The big question mark with that is whether it's going to still have the Minicon with it, because this is at a normal deluxe price point as a retail product.
Mm.
And it would be kind of a shame if that Minicon tooling does not come out in the normal deco, but I have a hard time seeing them squeezing that into budget. Although something that might help with that is Legacy United Deluxe Cosmos packaging refresh.
Heck yeah.
Hooray!
Yay!
All right.
Now, why does that help? Because Cosmos was made using only 3 tools instead of the usual 6 or so. So not as much parts, not as much material as an average deluxe. So there should be a lower production cost on that. Plus, it's an existent mold. I mean, I guess Breakdown and Wheeljack both too have that kind of benefit where it's molds that have already been in print once. The cost for this wave as a whole might be a little bit lower, so they might be able to squeeze in more value parts like the Minicon on Wheeljack. At least we can hope.
Or because their business is down, maybe just in general they're going to try to squeeze more, cost out and more value. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also with these general product numbers being so close together, they might be the same wave. And if they look at it from trying to get a particular wave or a case below a certain amount, having these easy to redo figures just without any extra tooling or anything extra like Cosmos and the ones you mentioned, that may help the whole case come in under.
Yeah, I mean, if Sure Shot was its own unique mold, which we don't really know one way or the other, it would be the only one in this assortment to be a unique mold. The other 3 deluxes in this batch are either redecos of prior molds or just a straight re-release.
I don't want Sure Shot to be Beachcomber. I do not want an orange Beachcomber.
I would take an orange beachcomber. I just
I
don't want it to
mean,
be
he's-
sure
Well,
shot.
well,
He's a
yeah,
smaller mold, so that would leave space in the budget for a target
For
master.
Target Master,
yeah,
yeah.
but it's just I want Sure Shot to be Sure Shot.
It'd
I
also be
want
like a head shorter than the other
Well,
two. So
Yeah.
Crosshairs is Ironhide, so Short Shot
Yeah.
could be Beachcomber.
Yeah.
And remember, just because it's using Beachcomber's engineering doesn't mean that there's not, a whole whack of alternate parts that they worked into this too.
Right. I
That
just don't.
still
I just
counts.
I just don't want them to
It
remove.
wouldn't be right.
No,
but-
it wouldn't. It wouldn't. I just don't want that to be the cheap way out.
So also we're getting package refresh of Ramjet.
Nice, because
Yeah.
that was the one in the 2-pack with Dirge, right? That was impossible to get for a
That's
lot
correct.
of people.
Yeah, so it's gonna be, over a year in between them, but both of those seekers will have had a second chance at retail. Tarn package refresh, which is actually fairly useful because that was short packed in its one case it shipped in, and the aftermarket on that toy is pretty high right now. So here's the wacky one. Legacy United Leader Class G1 Overcharge. Now, for those who are not familiar with this concept, Overcharge was an e-hobby redeco of the original Blitzwing toy in like grays, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And like that was a thing in the e-hobby format that was actually pretty popular, and it commands a really high aftermarket price for that e-hobby version.
Yeah, I don't even have
Mhm.
it.
This though is going to be shelf poison because there's about 5.5 people who both know what this is and is supposed to represent and actually care about it enough to spend $57 on it.
And one of those people is me.
Yeah, I'll get it.
I'm raising my
2 of
hand.
us.
You can't see. Yeah.
How many of us have seen Blitzwings on store shelves in the past week to 2 weeks?
Today,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see, but I'm raising my hand again.
Yeah.
The thing I really want to happen with that is for that leader wave to go on like significant clearance or end up at Ross so that I can troop build overcharges, like at least 3 of them for, $25 or less each. Because
Yes.
Overcharge was designed to be a troop builder originally, which makes the aftermarket on that original toy just all the more tragic.
When did Blitzwing come out?
The original toy, 1985.
No, the Legacy.
Oh, that was
2 years
2 years
ago.
ago.
Okay.
Was it
I
really?
think
Jeez.
so. Yeah, I think he was Legacy Wave 1.
No, Wave 2 probably of Legacy
Okay.
actually, because I think Wave 1 was Galvatron without the battle damage, and then Laser Prime.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So the other thing in this leader case with Overcharge is a package refresh of Galaxy Shuttle.
Cool.
Oh, I'm so
So
happy for everybody.
Yes, that's good for a lot of people.
I've
Yeah.
been waiting for that because I got a bad Galaxy shuttle and I want a good
Oh, right.
one. But the weird part is those never showed up yet, like at discount stores. So I have a funny feeling either, which I don't think they would do, they either repackage them all or they're gonna hit discount at the same time they're gonna hit retail.
Well, I mean, those were
There's
specifically made for the Walmart capsule, so there wasn't as much made as regular Legacy stuff. I think they all just went to Canada.
Yeah.
basically, yeah. From what I've come to understand, the amount made available in the United States for distribution was just really small, like kind of on purpose.
Hmm.
Very similar to the Cosmos situation.
Okay.
So like we speculated for a long time that yeah, there's just like a warehouse full of these things somewhere and they're going to end up at Ollie's or whatever, but that's probably not going to happen, at least not until this package refresh wave comes out. The 8 people who still want a Galaxy Shuttle at this point get theirs, and then all the other ones don't sell. Because again, this is a leader wave, $57 a piece toys, featuring 2 characters that the majority of people don't have a damn clue who they are or why they should spend almost $60 a piece on them. I'm
Yeah.
I'm happy to see Cosmos get out in the package refresh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'll move, that'll do numbers, that's fine. It's those leaders that are really like screwing up the whole plan here. Like leaders are having a bad enough time as it is. Um, we're still seeing original release Blitzwings on store shelves, Armada Megatrons, Galvatrons in some extreme cases. Leader class toys just do not sell that much. And
Sludges,
yeah,
slags, Toxitron Grimlocks.
well, yeah, I mean, those are their own special brand
Yeah.
of unfortunate. I keep checking every time I go to Walmart to see if they finally clearanced out the Toxitron leaders, and it's just one day it will happen. It just has not been yet.
No, my Walmart has finally just clearanced core class though.
Hmm.
But
Well,
that's it.
that's a good lead in into the next section of this, which is Generations for 2025, the new line, which is going to be Transformers Generations Prime. And these listings start with the deluxe price point. There's no core class mentioned or listed anywhere here, so it's very possible core class is done. Yeah, I mean
Sad.
it's suffering the same fate that eventually befalls all sub deluxe price points when they catch up to the margin and they can't continue anymore.
Yeah.
Because like I think as it is, people aren't really paying $12 each for core class toys, and probably
No.
to keep that price point going, it would end up at $15 for the 2025 product year. So there's no meat in it left anymore. Also, circling back to the Galaxy Shuttle thing, JT Prime's confirming in our Discord, Walmart US's pre-order for Galaxy Shuttle was extremely small. So there just weren't many of them to go around.
Man, I was really hoping there was like a couple pallets of those somewhere just waiting to
Right.
go to go to
Yeah,
discount.
as it turns out, there was just a couple pallets to go around
Yeah.
in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's some interesting stuff though in
Yeah.
Generations
So
Prime.
yeah, Generations Prime. It seems to be named that because they're going to be representing the original 13 primes in new toys.
Somebody out there loves this.
That person is not me.
Same here.
I'm indifferent.
Same.
I'll be interested to see like the visual design direction that they go with each of the prime characters. I don't have a particular inkling or desire to want to get them for what they represent themselves. So in deluxes we have Deluxe Solus Prime,
Is she a retool? Or is she going to be an original mold?
It'll be Earthrise RC again.
Yeah. No Prime RC.
Oh yeah. Well, as long as it's an RC. Alchemist Prime, Micronus. And then in non-prime things we have Deluxe Air Raid, Firefight, Skydive, and Slingshot spread across a few
Yes.
waves of deluxes here.
Mm-hmm.
Deluxe Animated Wasp. Gee, I wonder what mold that'll be.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that would show up in a multi-pack somewhere because, like,
And not
it's
take up valuable shelf space.
it's a good toy, but it is.
I want it in those
It should
colors.
not be at a deluxe price point.
Yeah, but I want.
Right.
I just want it, and I want it in those colors. So
I
I'll take it.
really wanted it to show up in a 5-pack with other stuff that I wanted.
Yeah.
So we're getting Deluxe Swindle, Deluxe Venom. We're also getting in Prime a package refresh of Crasher.
Nice.
So, but Swindle.
Ah,
Swindle.
Is the only Combaticon on there.
And
This-
for all we know, it's going to be based on animated Swindle.
Yeah,
I'd be
because
fine.
Now, but the Wasp listing says animated
It
Wasp.
does.
Swindle does not say animated Swindle.
Correct.
We know they're doing combiners, so I'm still thinking it's going to be the G1 Swindle, and
yeah.
he's just the first one to hit.
I'm right there
There
with you,
is-
Matt. I'm right there
the
with you.
possibility that Swindle was a more easily trademarkable name than Wasp, so they did not see the need to put that in like the official like name of the toy. Probably
Yeah.
still say Animated Universe on the box if I'm right about that. But
I
It-
hope the box says Animated Universe, Animated Wasp
Yeah.
on it.
yeah, that's what kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. The other cursed possibility with Swindle is that it's going to be a retool of Earth Mode Hound, and it's going to be Generations Deluxe Alternator Swindle.
Oh God.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Venom is interesting.
I
though.
kind of do.
Yes, Venom is interesting because how
Yeah.
did they get that trademark?
I mean, maybe they're just leveraging their relationship with Marvel.
Well-
to say,
well, and
Or
I-
it could turn out to be Insecticon Venom or Decepticon
Well,
Venom.
And
Yeah.
the other thing too is I think when they do toys of the Marvel character, I believe they style the name on the packaging as Marvel's Venom.
Yeah,
yeah,
Because Venom
that you
is a
mention it.
Venom is a common language word and would be hard to defend as a trademark without a modifier. So if they're doing this and they're just not going to assert trademark right on Venom one way or the other, like
then they can do whatever.
probably there is not anything that they have to worry that much about.
Oh, nice. And that'll, complete our deluxe Insecticons,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Moving up to Voyagers, we have Voyager Prima, Voyager Armada Red Alert, woo woo woo. Voyager Rescue Bots Heatwave, done.
Yeah, I'm still thinking it's going to be a Trashmaster remold or skeleton of some.
Yeah,
of some.
if they do a heavy partial on that, I could see that working and probably being an okay toy. If it's very close to Trashmaster itself, I'm going to be very sad because I've made my feelings on Trashmaster sadly clear.
Yeah, I could see it just sharing a skeleton pretty much.
Voyager Robots in Disguise Skybite, hopefully they'll be better than the 2014 one.
Please.
Voyager Alpha Trion, which my crack theory on this is that it's just going to be the Studio Series 86 Scourge mold again without any of the like special extra parts and maybe less paint that was in the War Dawn 2-pack.
We're getting a Vector Prime at some point, aren't we?
Yes, this year. So it
Good.
could be a
They're-
retool of that.
Mm-hmm. That would be my guess.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. That's a very good theory.
I mean, if we're taking the pattern or the basic design, framework of Titan's Return, it could be a Thundertron repaint too.
That would be bizarre.
Yeah, because of the whole Cheetor becoming
Alpha Trizer.
Alpha Trizer in the Beast Wars in the comic from.
Yeah, I don't know if they're
Collector's
going to
Club.
go that far with that, but yeah, these are all interesting possibilities. And then the last Voyager is Flatline, which
Is that a comic character from IDW or something?
off the top of my head I cannot recall.
Okay, it's not just
Look
me.
it up.
Oh, Wheelcheck64 is saying that Vector Prime is rumored to be a retool of G-Axis. Is that actually a rumor, or is that just something I said once and then people latched onto? Because like I remember having that theory myself when
Don
the
is-
listing came up.
Don is correct. It's IDW.
Okay. Okay, so that's the character that was in Robots in Disguise in one of the early issues was represented as sharing a body style with Trailbreaker as he looked at that time.
Mm.
Like Andrew Griffith basically took it on himself to um like virtually design a retool, redeco of 2013 or whatever Trailbreaker.
Looking at it on the TF Wiki, that would corroborate what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, you give me that Jax's mold as Alpha Tryon, I will buy it. Because that
Yeah, no, I
Jax's
mean
mold
it
is
fits.
wonderful.
It fits. It would be a lot of retooling on that to make that work right, but like it would work. Which is why
Also-
I pitched that theory months ago.
Also, I'll buy that flatline over again if it gets a re-release with a Matt Frank force field face for Trailbreaker.
Interesting notion.
Leader.
Yeah, so leader class The Fallen, which I'm sure will be the Dreamwave interpretation of that.
That
That's,
one might be interesting.
yeah.
That's like the one thing from this Prime's wave that I'm kind of latching on
See,
to.
I'm hoping that this leader class, The Fallen, will still be like a Voyager-sized toy, but it will come with like 50 blast effect pieces to put on it that are just flames.
Oh, that would be great.
Because
It'll
he's
be-
just supposed to be on fire all the time.
Yeah, it'll be a 2-up of the titanium figure, and that'll be it.
Do you think
Well-
there's any chances of it sharing any engineering with the Leader Armada Megatron?
Well, I hope not, because I didn't like that much.
Fair.
Onyx
Leader-
Onyx Prime,
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one to see.
but
Uh,
For
more
you, maybe.
Yeah.
Importantly,
Yeah, the most important one here is what we had hoped we were getting last summer, which is G2 Grimlock.
Blue Grimlock, blue
Yeah,
Grimlock.
There's no
blue
Yeah.
PR.
Grimlock.
There's no PR on
No
this.
PR.
So
Nope.
this is not a package refresh. This is blue G2 Grimlock.
Proper G2 Grimlock.
Well,
I'll be buying that.
Yeah.
Do
I
we
can't
want
believe
blue-
I'm gonna have that Grimlock 4 times.
Me too.
do we want the Grimlock in the blue,
Only 4?
or do we
Both.
want him in the more leaning towards the turquoise, where
Both.
some of those color
Blue.
variants?
Because you've got
I'll take
regular
either.
G2, G2 Toxitron, Comic, and Shattered Glass. That's 5.
Yeah.
He's his own Sentai.
Yeah.
He is.
I forgot the comic one.
I
'Cause
didn't
I
even
don't-
see Wheeljack64 say that before I did, so
Uh
I guess great minds think alike.
yeah, I'll buy that Grimlock. I really think it will be the deep blue color because that's the more like well-known and iconic G2 Grimlock.
but the less
colorway.
desirable. But it's less desirable because it's the common one.
Yeah. Now the thing,
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say the thing of it is, like, I'm not sure I would buy G2 versions of Slag and Snarl.
Oh hell yes! I was getting ready to say that because if they're doing blue Grimlock, we get green,
red.
I'd take a green Snarl.
green Snarl, red Slag, and they can
thought it was the other
do
way
Or
around.
yeah, it's the other way around.
No,
It's red Snarl
They're
and green
both.
Slag.
They're both in both colors.
in those colors. Yeah, I'm saying about the ones I had, and then we can finally get G2 Sludge and Swoop, a whole set of G2 Dinobots on the shelf. Imagine it.
Well,
Don,
over the course,
I love Don's enthusiasm.
Picture it. Picture it.
That's wonderful.
Picture it, my basement, sometime in the near future.
I mean, yeah, over the course of like 4 more years, though.
If I got a burner regeneration, I
Some
will do
things are
that.
worth waiting for.
Some
Some things are worth waiting for.
Yes.
But no, just I'm serious. Imagine a complete shelf of just G2. Finally, all 5 colors,
Just-
and they could even do a studio series. Not studio series. Sorry, selects of Snarl and Slag in the other colors. So that way you could have, because they were both done in each color, like the Cliff Jumper Bumblebees were.
Blade says to make the green and red a Christmas themed 2-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I would buy it.
You know, if we want this episode to be like super upbeat, we just skip the rest of the news and jump straight to Missing Link Convoy.
No. The middle bullet point I think we
Yeah.
can positive on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Meanwhile, though, I just want to say I want Onyx Prime to be the Leader Shockwave mold with like just a bunch of transformable kitty armor.
Yeah.
I thought he was like a bat-like thing.
Maybe
There's like a
yes.
centaur, I think.
No, Don, you're thinking of Onyx Primal,
Oh, okay.
Ah, yeah.
All
BotCon
right.
97.
Oh yeah, no, I thought Onyx Prime was like a winged
96?
critter thing.
Onyx Primal was it 96?
96. Yeah, Men in Black.
Yeah, it's the Men in Black BotCon.
Dawn's
That-
favorite.
But that
Yeah,
might
how
be
much
why
for the
you're. That
upbeat
might be why
show?
you have bad associations with that, Don.
Well, no, I mean, I thought in
And
the
bad
comics,
associations.
Yes, I thought in the comics he was still a winged critter of some sort.
I just
I don't-
remember
I
in
believe
the
he's
comics,
a winged centaur.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
in the
Okay.
comics he has the like semi-vestigial horse legs hanging off his waist.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason I thought
So
it
it's a
was
Beast
like
Wars
some kind
Neo
of large
toy.
cat.
It's complicated,
Okay.
but I get that reference. Yeah, so that's all the upcoming listings. And Blade Runner just put a piece of art in the chat
Okay, cool.
saying rightly so that this art confused everyone involved.
So we don't have commander classes in this list anywhere, but I'm willing to bet it's Silverbolt. G1 Silverbolt with all of the deluxes aerial
Yeah, I
bots
mean
there.
Yeah.
it's the most reasonable conclusion in
'Cause-
this.
Yeah, because I don't think Leader could handle being a torso and a jet and a robot convincingly.
Well, I mean, it's a Silverbolt toy, so it's expected to be awful.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hmm.
have your expectations low here.
Yes, but we got one of the best combiners. The combiner wars was Superion of all
Yes,
characters.
and that is the exception that proves the rule.
Yeah.
It's also the 24-hour clock that's right once a day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Walmart Collector Con returns. Like a bad
Yay,
rash.
Ray.
I love how you wrote that. JT
So
Prime
JT Prime thinks we're going to see the summer capsule line revealed there, and it is now being called the Star Raiders line.
What was in that?
The
Uh,
Star Seekers.
Yeah,
Oh.
the pirate faction, Thundertron, and
Yeah,
Varric
another
and-
Thundertron that's different from the Thundertron that's coming out now.
Hey, if you-
Varric is the one that I want.
yeah, the Cyclonus Reed.
Yeah,
Gecko.
I think there's a cannonball.
Yeah, Cannonball.
Yeah, I remember.
But you
Uh,
have
and-
to have the
and
Atari 2600 touchpad to buy this. With.
Yes, yeah, I was curious to say that. But now, if we're getting Armada Red Alert, then we can get Cannonball from that.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure we're going to get Cannonball. Okay, so Armada Red Alert is going to be a 2025 toy. The Star Raiders are coming out this summer, so it would be a little hard.
Okay. This is now. It
But-
could be a pre. It could be a pre.
No.
Of the mold.
Well, and Cannonball is a deluxe. We know that also, and Red Alert is a Voyager, so also a
He's
little
probably
bit difficult.
crankcased on.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Well, I didn't know. I
Yes.
didn't know we had a Cannonball lead, so I wasn't aware of that. I was just saying we could get Cannonball since the character exists from the Red Alert mode. I didn't realize we were already
Yeah, no, I
supposedly
mean,
getting one.
the crankcase thing makes the most sense because the original Cannonball toy was, and this is gonna sound like it's lending credence to Don's theory. It was a redeco of Cybertron Red Alert, which got made into a crankcase in the 2007 Walmart exclusive first movie subline. So there is actually like a historical connection between Cannonball and Crankcase, but also Cannonball, Crankcase, and Red Alert. So I'm shooting myself in the foot here a little bit, but fortunately, time moves in one direction, so it's not going to be Red Alert.
I just don't want it to be crankcase either because I still can't get rid of that stupid skids mold in my local stores. It's been 2 years.
Yeah. I'm not that bad off, but like,
Skids and RC are the only deluxes
yeah, I have
legacy wise at my local store.
yeah. You know what's warming shelves at my Walmart? Strong Arm, Shadow Striker, Bombshell somehow is warming shelves. Detritus.
Okay.
I'm just flooded with that wave of toys. Your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
So next up, we finally got the official reveal for the Selects 5-pack of Autobot cars. So it's the Autobot Stand United set.
And
Uh,
it
What
looks
was the price on that?
$109.99. The one price that we were saying as we were speculating last week or the week before. No, they won't do that. That's an awkward price point, but
Yeah,
it's $109.99.
That was me. I said that.
Yeah, and I agreed with you.
Yeah.
I agreed with you. I thought it was funny that ended up being the exact price. We said, no, like pricing psychology rules that one out immediately.
Yeah, it's
Like,
too weird. They'd never do that.
we are experts.
Yeah.
And I must have been the weird one because I was like, yeah, that's probably going to be the price.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm
still
glad that's the price.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Because
we're
I was
getting,
guessing 120. I'll gladly pay $10 less than I was expecting to.
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's not quite getting a fifth deluxe for free, but it's still getting it cheaper than what your regular retail would
Yeah.
be at $26 a pop.
The one here that I'm interested in thoughts is Sunstreaker. Like,
okay, so the promising thing here is that we're seeing Sunstreaker in these photos in a variety of different lighting conditions, and the yellow of that plastic is showing up consistently in each of those photos.
I'm extremely optimistic about this one.
Yes,
Yeah.
which means it's going to hurt the worst when it still comes out looking like cheap American cheese.
Yeah.
Not even the good stuff, the store brand stuff that's like 2 shades paler.
Yeah, I mean, I want Velveeta, not Great Value, and so this is what I'm
Yeah, but
hoping
I
for.
mean, Velveeta is practically orange.
Yeah, I just want the yellows to match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just a
and
match.
yeah, and I mean, we've got a good chance of that here. Like the nylon plastics are going to be a shade off anyway, just because
Yeah,
that's
they
how the
always are.
materials. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this looks really promising. I like how all of these toys look. The one I probably cared the least about is Jazz.
Yeah.
And the main thing I don't like about Jazz is just the sharp edge cutoff of the black strip across the top of the windshield. At the same time, though, while a gradient would be more realistic for that, I wouldn't want to have to trust a gradient on a mass-produced toy like that because there's, as far as I can think, 2 ways to make a gradient on a mass production scale like that, which is one, to either have a person there doing the paint work and painting, airbrushing the gradient across that windshield in like 3 different passes. So there's a lot of chance for failure there. Or you tampograph that on, which basically comes down to the same thing, except that you have to have the gradient of be the pigments that the thing picks up and stamps on. There's too much possibility for failure doing a gradient in this kind of application. So like I don't like how that looks the way they did it, but there's not really a good alternative other than just making the windshield entirely blue, which I think would have been valid as well.
Well, they did add in a lot of paint touch-ups
Yeah.
for like different detail in all of these things. Like
Mm-hmm.
Trailbreaker looks a lot like spot onto the animation model, but
Yeah.
Jazz has the stripes over his rear fenders now.
Mhm.
A couple of touch-ups on his legs in robot mode too. Sunstreaker has some paint on the large yellow blocks that are his shoulders now to break
Mhm.
that up a little bit. I
Mhm.
think these look really good, and I am super excited to get 5 deluxes with no clear plastic on them anywhere.
Yeah.
Especially when some of these were hard to come by originally, and at least one of them is kind of fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, one
And
question.
they threw in another copy of the rifles that came with the Elita 1 mold and Minerva and Medics. So that kind of covers like Wheeljack and Sunstreaker. Because Wheeljack only came with the one accessory piece, which was kind of meant to be the shoulder rocket. But if you wanted him to have a gun, he had to hold that. So now
And
there's that.
Sunstreaker's engine pack, yeah.
Yeah. Sunstreaker didn't even have a gun. The packaging showed him brandishing his supercharger intakes as a weapon, but like that's ridiculous to say the least.
Yeah.
I got a question, guys. See, maybe you can explain it to me. The Jazz is now in non-clear plastic.
Correct.
Is the reason they did that because this set contains the Hound, which is a repaint of the Detritus, a reissue of the Trailbreaker, so they could make the toy slightly better because the set it's going in is a lower cost to them? If not, why didn't they do it first and just not use the clear plastic? What changed between that Jazz and this Jazz to warrant the change?
I remember Evan saying something about a premium feeling with the toys, which is why they went with clear plastic, which, I never agreed with personally. But they probably went with translucent plastics because they're tired of hearing everybody complain about it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then they
Like,
started having
these toys are-
about the clear plastics.
Well, you can still buy those toys. If you want them with
Yeah.
clear plastic, you can still buy them with clear plastic. Now, everybody else has the option to get them the way they want them. So everybody wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Right,
If,
it's
you, if
just-
you want them with clear plastic, I'm betting there are people who will be getting rid of these fairly rapidly. So
I just
So
didn't know.
aftermarket prices should be coming down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
hopefully,
it just seems like in today's economy versus the economy when Jazz first came out, there's not a whole lot of differences other than,
I don't know that there's
so it
any
just-
actual price differencing between using a translucent and an opaque plastic. Now, if you were doing them the way they used to, where the translucent was an inlay, that would add cost to it because that's a whole different sprue.
okay.
Right,
I just
but in that case, you can't just make them opaque easily because you're
No.
still going to have the same total number of parts.
Yeah.
Opaque plastics could theoretically be a little bit cheaper to work with than the translucents because the opaque would have a higher ability to be recycled for the waste from the sprues or from misformed parts. You can't do quite as much of that with the translucents because every time you rework those, you're going to lose some of the qualities of the original cast.
I'm just thinking if they see that people did not like the clear plastic and are moving away from it, that's good. But if there's a toy that comes out with a lot of clear plastic, are people going to start waiting to see if they redo it in better plastics like they're doing on this Jazz? That could cause a lot of uncertainty down the road.
I think
Agreed.
entirely possible. I think probably the expectation will remain that they're only going to do that for certain characters because it's all been G1 season 1 and or movie characters so far that have gotten this kind of re-release. So yeah, I don't if they don't do this alternate thing with every single thing they release, I don't think it'll be a huge problem for them in the long run.
Or they could just be seeing how well this sells. Maybe they'll phase the translucent plastic out altogether because, hey, that's one less sprue you need.
Yeah.
You can just squeeze the parts onto sprues you already have.
Right.
Like
Um,
Cosmos, fewer sprues.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Deluxe.
I would like I would like Deluxes made from fewer sprues anyway, just because Cosmos was like one of my favorite things to handle when it
He
came
is
out. So
fantastic.
he is,
One of my best friends does not like Cosmos, and I cannot figure out why.
Why
That's
is
not a
he your
friend,
best
Don.
friend?
That's not a friend.
Why,
Well,
why
he
does
was-
a diecast like Cosmos?
No, he was he was someone in my wedding. So, but he does not like
Diecast was
Cosmos.
at your wedding?
Yeah, diecast I don't care about. But no, he just does not like Cosmos, and I cannot figure out why. I mean, he's a perfectly
Because he's
sane
a
individual.
bad person.
He's a perfectly sane individual, but I don't get it. But
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out if they want to do their 5-pack like this, let's say, like Trax obviously needs to be the first thing in line for that to, be run through in all opaques. You could then fill out 3 more slots with the Datsuns, which also need to be run in all opaque plastic,
And
also
Hoist.
just need to be in circulation again. Yeah, Hoist. Okay, there's your 5-pack then. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Or if you want to swap out a Voyager for a couple of Deluxes, Ironhide or Ratchet.
Yeah, without the battle damage, that would be good. No, like the Datsuns, especially like Prowl in particular, needs to be in circulation again in some format. But like the whole trio really could do with a re-release.
If they can get the Volkswagen license, that Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did Cliffjumper already. Bumblebee.
just to put
We
this
know
out
they
there,
like to sell Bumblebee.
but again, looking at this 5-pack, that's very easy a shattered glass repaint set for Hasbro Pulse as well. If you look at it that way, because you've already
I
got.
think they might be done with that capsule.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, because you've got because you could redo the Wheeljack and the Jazz already. There's color layouts for those, and you could easily create color schemes for Hound, Sunstreaker, and Trailbreaker as well.
We already got Wheeljack in the shattered glass colors. That was Slicer.
Right. But I'm saying if they wanted to go that route as a quick repaint, it's already there with like
But they
2 of the
already-
characters.
But what I'm saying, Don, is they already did that with Wheeljack. So you find another toy.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. That's true.
So
But
We don't
like,
need any
I
more
like
shattered glass. We got Delta Magnus out of it.
no,
Yeah.
no, but I would love to see another 5-pack like this in the future. Like, so I hope
Yes.
this sells
I like
well.
the right Delta Magnus though.
So
Yes, off Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus.
So my inclination here is that this has sold well because it is sold out in pre-orders on Hasbro Pulse twice already.
I bought it.
Excellent.
Wow.
Okay. Gamer Edition Sideswipe and Sunstreaker, which haven't really even been announced yet.
No, there's no official
are
acknowledgement of
in
these toys.
store.
Gamer Edition Sideswipe and Studio Series Bumblebee Sunstreaker.
Yes.
They're found in the store in New Jersey.
Without having been announced first. It's like it's 1999
That's
again.
crazy. Yeah. We have in-hand photos of Lunar Cruiser Optimus.
Looks cool.
Yeah. Mine ships in about a month, I think. From Amazon, at least what it says. But
It's possible the crowdfunding one shipped earlier.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like,
Because remember they originally put this through Campfire, which is a Japanese alternative to Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So it's very likely that the early backers got preferential early shipping.
Yeah.
I love
nice.
it though. Yeah,
It
I mean,
looks good.
just the fact that it's space, it's Optimus Prime, it's officially licensed by Toyota. There's so many things going for this toy.
The toy just looks good.
Yeah.
It does.
Like I completely skipped out on that Canon Optimus Prime, the camera, because it just did not
Oh,
look
right.
nice at all. But this looks like it could just be a mainline Optimus Prime with extra crap on it.
You know,
Yeah.
the parallel that I'm drawing is this is their Volvo Prime. That kind of parallel
It
there.
looks like it's engineering wise to me. It looks similar.
Yeah, I think so.
Not like it transforms the same or looks the same, but like the same mindset went in. Or
Yeah,
the same,
yeah, okay.
went into it. But that looks really nice. So I didn't know this next thing even existed. I don't remember this at all. MP44S.
You don't remember that? We talked at some length. Maybe you were out that week.
I must have been out that week. Yeah, it's what the toy deco version of MP44.
I thought this came out like a year ago.
No, I think that's when we first were talking about it.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Does anyone care about this?
No.
No.
No one here.
Like MP44 is on my chopping block when it comes to getting rid of stuff. So it's
And-
And the thing about it too, MP44 is so like thoroughly designed around the idea of looking like the cartoon. You can't just put toy colors on that and have that. It would be like MP36 Megatron if they had just done that with like blue inner legs and a black helmet and called that the toy deco without doing any of the retools that they did for 36 plus. Like it doesn't work in this application. And honestly, if you want Masterpiece toy Optimus Prime, you go back and you get MP10 because that's what that was.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of glad they're doing it at a slightly lower price point for people that wanted that.
Yeah, because they're leaving the
molded-
trailer off.
Yeah,
just
that
like
way they
did with
have the
Black Convoy.
yeah. So they've got it in their collection, but it just seems like
It's
just like a
unnecessary.
filler. It's like a filler while they're waiting for something else to get done too.
Exactly. MPG Cayenne Photo Transformer. I'm trying to just read the headline that's listed here.
Well, I didn't write it like that. So
I accidentally dragged
Oh.
something because my thumb is twitchy.
Anyway, it's a photo roundup of MPG Con.
Okay. I'll fix that before I post the shit.
The sixth and final. Well, the sixth and what we thought was final train
Yeah,
bot.
it's
Now
the final train bot. It's the final in that
But-
run.
Does
Yeah.
that writing just not look right to
No, it
anyone
doesn't look
else?
right.
It does not.
It never looked right, Don. We've
I mean,
talked about
actually,
that
I mean,
so many
oh
times.
yeah, I know. But I'm actually
With the
seeing
center
it.
extender that comes with the first yellow train bot, it looks better. But
It just looks odd.
Yeah,
We
The
have
flaps on the side of the left leg just look weird and awkward.
the flaps on both legs. I think both legs have that feature, and it's just not showing up in these angles.
Okay.
No, it's not great. Like Masterpiece Raiden should have been designed with Raiden as the focus of the whole project, and instead Raiden seems like the most afterthought element of it.
Yeah, basically, it's almost like a triple changer where but in this case, the combiner mode is the one that suffers the most for them to meet the train mode accuracy
Yes,
to get
yes,
to meet the licensor requirements.
If you,
yeah.
Now, I can understand if they were trying to reach out to the greater train community who would be
Mhm.
interested in buying these for their collection that didn't care about the robot mode.
Mhm.
But just there should have been a better balance between slightly different train aesthetics to get a better looking robot to
Yes.
get a better if it was more balanced across all three modes, but they just completely sacrificed the combiner to get the trains super hyper accurate. But how much of that was licensor demands?
yeah, if you look at the original toys, the obvious focus are the trains and the combiner, and
Yeah.
the individual robots are not great.
Right. And that, I don't want to say that's exactly what they should have done again, but the priorities needed to align more with that than what happened this time. And I will refresh everyone's memory that yes, there is an effort here to connect with Japan's, cultural interest in trains, which includes model train enthusiasm that we don't really have in the United States anymore. The problem with that is in Japan, the common scale for model railroading is N scale, which is 1/150th, uh, give or take. And these are in HO scale, 1/87th.
That's
So
weird.
like, yeah, they've made these to be accurate and model like trains at the wrong size for people in Japan who would be collecting trains
It
already.
would have been it would have been so much better because it would have cost less. It would have been wonderful.
But
Yeah,
would
but
it have though?
Well,
but
it should have.
then it wouldn't have fit in with the masterpiece line, which maybe it
Yeah.
shouldn't have been made to begin
I mean,
with.
we don't have a masterpiece
yeah.
combiner yet. Like, who knows?
Well, this will fix that.
Yeah. An in-hand look at Beast Wars versus Set 7, Airazor, and Inferno. I don't know that I care.
So like Inferno's deco was already pretty accurate to the source material in the original Hasbro release. Airazor though looks like there's a fair bit more like just general detailing on there. Like it looks dressed up pretty nicely.
It looks
It
closer
does.
to the original toy color-wise,
Mhm.
just based on the photo. But until you have it in hand, which I'm not going to, you don't know. But it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, these are two of my favorite of the redone Beast Wars molds.
They're great.
Like, yeah, I mean, I think these both look really good. Inferno also has the benefit, I believe, it has a second copy of its weapon accessory, so Inferno can
cool.
hold a gun and have the
Yeah.
one plugged into the blender.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the polar opposite of the Scorponok and Rhinox 2-pack. It's like the two best molds in the
Yeah.
series together.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know about this until I saw it in the show notes. Premium Collectibles teases a Unicron statue.
Okay, so do you remember in the movie when Unicron, the planet-sized transformer, sat in his even larger throne in space?
Yes,
No, I don't.
remember that.
No, I don't remember it either, but that's what the statue is. It's Unicron
Yeah.
sitting in a throne.
Well,
I don't like the design of
No.
Unicron.
I think I remember him kicking Thanos off of it and taking it for himself, or was that a different movie?
I think that's a different movie.
This looks awful.
Yeah, it really does. No,
Hey,
I can't get over the idea of, the already like incomprehensibly gigantic Unicron having a chair big enough for him to sit in. Like, where does he keep that?
trailer space.
What does Unicron need with a chair?
Yeah, if you're a planet, do you need a chair?
Well, I mean, he eats planets. He has to sit down sometime and let his food
Do you
digest.
have to sit down because you're in space?
Yeah,
Or
if this
actually,
was a different kind of throne.
yeah, I was going to say.
He does eat a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, we have now invented Unicron's giant floating space toilet. This thing's existence is now justified.
I mean, it's no Unicron lamp, but it's a thing. It's a thing that
Yes.
exists.
I mean, I'm always just kind of skeptical of statues that go out of their way to like invent their own radically different design of a existing character, because it's like, if I'm gonna have statues of things, it's like statues of things I already like, so I don't, maybe I'm just it's just this kind of weird middle ground to me. It's like it should be like statues of existing things, or like just, fine art sculptures of entirely non-commercial things, and this just weird middle ground is not where I live.
That's not a chair. That's a recliner. We have that lazy
It's
boy
a
in
lazy
our
boy, yeah.
we have that lazy boy in our living room right now. That thing is a recliner. Where's the handle?
Yeah.
I don't think they sculpted it yet.
That's funny.
So
Okay.
like this has come up at least once on There Goes My Money so far, which is amazing since we're only on the second episode. But like my stance on this, I don't like this. I want to be clear on that. Nothing about that speaks to me. But like this and like the other higher end statue pieces that have, like Rob was describing, like the unusual or unique visual style, like I like and appreciate that there has been a vehicle that, even though we can't comprehend the target for that, like there is this place where someone's artistic vision of something they like, there's an outlet for that. They get to make that and it becomes a thing that exists in the world. Like I like that a lot. On a conceptual level, I never want to pay $2,600 for one of those high end ones that we're always baffled at. And like I can't get behind the idea of Unicron with the space lazy boy or space. Well, Unicron with the space toy I can almost get behind. That would be funny, but like just this doesn't. I mostly put this in here because I wanted to make fun of the chair, but also because I had to ask Diecast the question: are you going to get this because it's Unicron?
No.
Okay.
You
Well,
know,
there you go. That's how you know you failed at making a Unicron. Even Diecast doesn't want it.
That's the next HasLab is the chair for your HasLab Unicron.
Ah,
well, it's like he's one of the old gods. He looked at Mentron, thought, well, that's a cool chair. I need a cool chair myself. So he has chair envy. So he made his own chair.
I think if Unicron ever like envies any other godlike characters, he would just eat them.
yeah. So, will there be an add-on for the statue that's Unicron's TV dinner tray?
Oh, I hope so. Pre-order
That's
bonus.
Yeah. Well, Chris, I just mentioned the blade in the chat that I remember this made me. He said there should be like a lamp or a table or something. I'm thinking of the Furniture Brothers from Tokyo.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
that made me think of that.
I just want to say, so far in this episode, we've had 3 different show title worthy comments, and I'm going with Unicron's TV dinner tray.
Good.
So,
I was a little sad when you replaced Shelf Poison, but this is better.
yeah. Okay, so let's jump to what we got this week. Does anybody want to go before Rob? Because in my mind,
No,
my
I
heart,
vote Rob goes
Rob
first.
goes first.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Rob.
Okay. All right. Well, I got one on topic thing, and it's a really good one. I got Missing Link Convoy from Amazon Japan. I got the toy version because basically, how could you not? You know, it is so much everything I wanted this toy to be. It is just one, especially in the cab. It is just 100% G1 with joints. It has more movement at the hips. It can move its legs forwards, which the original could not do. They just locked at straight up. Does it have rocker ankles, Brian? Mine
No.
is still. I am staring at mine in the box. It looks like
No, it does not. It is
okay.
Yeah, that's the one. Ooh, wait, oh, ho, 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 ho! There's more articulation than
Yeah,
I
it
thought.
has ankle articulation.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so so it's, I don't know if it's rockers,
Yeah.
but it's like
Toe articulation.
yeah, wow. There's more
Nice.
articulation in this than I realized.
Yeah, I want to mess with mine some more
Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, but the thing that I like about it, besides the fact that it's added all this articulation, there is lateral movement on the shoulders now, on top of which the hands have articulated fingers, and they are attached, and all you really have to do is just fold them sideways. It is the I love that it is absolutely like no more complicated really to transform than the original toy. I was afraid that they might just go all out and have something that looks like the original toy in both modes, but is this ridiculous tortured thing to get between them. And it's not. You just make sure that the legs lock back. You make sure that the hands tuck in. That might take a little bit of positional fiddling.
The legs locking back, that's minor. The only substantive change is the fact that it doesn't have a removable fist that you have to tuck them in. And otherwise you could be blissfully ignorant that this has any additional articulation from the original toy. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. In terms of like changes to the like body of the toy otherwise, I think that they've moved the head back like maybe a millimeter so that the faceplate does not rub on the notch that keeps the whole head in place anymore. Because you got like a solid 75% chance of finding a used G1 or 2 Optimus Prime with a little black spot rubbed in the faceplate because the silver has been chipped off on that tab. And it looks very much to me like they just moved the head back a very minute amount to prevent that. And I am down with that. That is great. Yeah, it comes packaged in a box very much like the original. It is packaged in styrofoam, which, that is exactly the feeling I wanted from that. There are some stickers. I believe most of them are from for the trailer.
Yeah.
All of the like sticker detail on the body of the robot is sculpted in and painted and looks just gorgeous. The only stickers that aren't painted are the Autobot symbols. That makes sense. Also, that means we could conceivably get a Diaclone Battle Convoy release of this, and I'd probably buy it. But the trailer is pretty nice as well. There is one change to it that I guess I understand, but I just a kind of disrupts my nostalgia vibe a tiny bit, which is that Roller still has the pegs on the back to be inserted into the launcher. The launcher does not exist. The tab that would activate it is now just a solid part of the trailer. The combat deck part of the trailer can apparently be, or the repair drone can be removed and set up on its own, or changed position in the trailer, which like the Earthrise version, which I don't quite get. I don't understand why it was worth removing, the nostalgia feature to make that happen. But the cab is just exactly what I wanted. So, minor trailer differences, especially since it comes with the inner stickers pre-applied, those giant sheets, because I never got those on straight when I had a Prime in the past. Those, that is just, that is, yeah, the repair drone decisions, like the one thing this does that I disagree with, but it's just really a fantastic and high quality toy in every respect. And with shipping, thanks to the phenomenal exchange rate right now, it was like $120 from Amazon for this version, which, given that just the cab, just the original G1 cab reissue was like what, $50 at Walmart a couple of years ago. I think 120 for this feels very good. So.
Yeah, the battle platform could come out of the trailer in the cartoon, but it's weird that they went with that in specifically the toy version.
Yeah,
since the cartoon version doesn't even come with the trailer. I
wonder if that was like a late decision just to make 2 price points out of it. But
maybe.
Also, I need to look at the instructions, and speaking of just messing with my nostalgia a little bit, I need to see if that matrix chamber in the chest is removable, because I'd kind of just almost would just prefer a couple of Diaclone seats in there. But yeah, I am really happy with this toy. I'm glad Amazon got it to me this quickly. And we were talking before the show. Brian said he would be perfectly fine if they never did another missing link figure. I am inclined to agree, but also there's a couple of things I know that if they did this too, I would have to get.
Yeah.
My top candidate being Rodimus Prime, because just I like that toy. It's a nice, fairly hefty feeling toy. I like its features all in all, and it has the same articulation as a mini car. So that would be a really good candidate to throw some joints at this point.
Yeah. It goes back to the conversation we had recently about how we kind of wish they had stopped with MPO1 and maybe made Masterpiece a really special thing instead of trying to do everything. I want this to remain special.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here you can the Matrix Chamber pops right out.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I may have.
Yeah,
to
I
do
was
that.
pretty sure that was a thing from the reveal.
Yeah, it was in some of the promotional materials. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember because it's been like more than a couple of weeks, and
Yeah.
also we were recording Hot 5 when that came out, so that was
Yeah.
distracting.
I remember. Oh, this was 20 years ago. One of the first third-party items was a resin cast fill-in that gave G1 Optimus Prime a matrix chamber and
Oh,
a
I remember
matrix.
that.
Oh, geez.
I still have that, and that just reminded me that was one of the first add-on pieces I ever remember seeing once BotCon became a thing, and that kind of reminded me of that because you could open the doors in robot mode and have the matrix right there. So
Nice.
that was a nice flashback there.
Cool. Any other thoughts, Rob?
Just basically that if you have ever owned a G1 Optimus Prime or G2 Optimus Prime or Pepsi Optimus Prime, I recommend this figure highly. It just feels so good to mess with. It is great.
Yeah.
So
When I opened it, I was like really tired and sleep deprived, and it is so just G1 Optimus Prime. I was literally blown away when I noticed that there was no holes for his fists. Because it just in my hands it looked like G1 Optimus Prime. Then I saw that and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that's really the only tell on the cab that it's anything
the
different.
only tell at all. Get on.
So between this one and the one with the trailer, have y'all got a preference but concerning the price point as far as,
I would never buy. I was going to say I would never buy the one without the trailer, but I did because I'm an idiot. But I'm selling it as soon as I get it because the trailer is you have to have the trailer.
Yeah, the anime version, speaking polar opposites again, the anime version is kind of like the polar opposite of MP44S. It is so specifically designed to be the toy and not anything else, that just trying to make it into something else just feels weird. I don't think the other release is bad, but just it's for people who have only ever like found Optimus Prime's cab at like a Goodwill or whatever, which God knows there's plenty of those.
Oh yeah.
And or people who have never or never handled the full original toy, I it's probably going to be a good option. But for people who have handled a G1 Optimus Prime in its entirety or pretty close to it, you're gonna want the full version.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, who wants to go next? Diecast, you get anything?
Yeah. I got leader concept art Megatron from the Bumblebee movie.
You like it?
I haven't transformed it. I took it out of the package. It feels like a Voyager. So he seems like a really nice Voyager. I feel that he's not a leader.
That looks awfully small for a leader.
Yeah. Yeah, he was small in the box. Like, here is
audio podcast diecast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not much bigger than the mainframe that came with the Arc. What Diecast was trying to get at for us.
Where did you get that from, Diecast?
Amazon.
Okay.
And then the other thing I got, which is hysterically funny, to me at least, was the Wheeljack from Rise of the Beasts. The funny part is that the box has the cutout window and only his one leg is actually behind the packaging. So it's almost the full figure that you could just like grab and pull out of the box without even opening the box. He, obviously I didn't take him out of the box yet. He looks okay. Obviously I didn't like the face sculpt a lot of like a lot of people. But I think it's going to make a nice Volkswagen bug
bus.
Is
that also from Amazon?
That is also from Amazon.
Hopefully that means mine will be here soon.
I did see that at a Walmart today. I did see that at a Walmart today.
Really? Wow.
and the purple Scorponok that goes along with it.
Mhm.
Cool. What else did I
But
cast? Anything?
that's it.
Matt, what about you?
Yes, I got the DNA Designs upgrade kit for Animated Prowl to give him his samurai armor,
Oh,
which
cool.
it looks really nice. It kind of kills his articulation. Like there's not much you're going to do with his arms when you have this on, because the shoulder pauldrons are connected to armatures that go down under his armpit and attached to the backpack. So that's a little strange. And the helmet is comically large. It's just the shape of the robot's head, and I guess they didn't want to. They wanted to make it sturdy enough to where it's not going to break. So the helmet is huge. But yeah, if you want to pose your Prowl, you probably don't want to put the upgrade kit on him.
Well, at least this time it was only, animated Prowl's articulation that was killed.
Ah,
And I also got a Transformers the movie puzzle. This is not the one that we were talking about a couple weeks on the show. This is a different Transformers the movie puzzle, but it was also about 20 bucks. And I saw this when I was pre-ordering the other one on Big Bad Toy Store. So I went ahead and picked this one up too.
Nice.
It's got some lovely artwork of like Autobots flying out of Unicron's eyeball on the box and smoke pouring out of a horribly dying Prowl. So fun puzzle.
wow.
But yeah, that's what I got on topic.
Cool. Don, what about you?
Yeah, a couple of things. I forgot to mention this last week when Christy and I took a weekend trip. We stopped by the Hallmark store because she likes to collect ornaments, and they had the Rise of the Beasts Optimus Primal ornament for $2 on clearance.
Oh,
You paid
So-
okay, that's fine.
I picked that. This was originally $19.99. It was $2, and they had like 30 of them. So
So
that is-
you bought $60 worth of Optimus Primal ornaments. You're gonna have a monkey tree.
no,
Come
no.
Christmas.
I wanted to leave some for the next person.
The
I too,
Hallmark store really wishes you would have bought them, Don.
I too got Wheeljack today. He came today along with Earthspark Prowl. I know it's just a hot rod mold and it's not really Prowl per se, but the colors look nice and I just wanted to give it a try because I chose not to get the deluxe class Thrash because it does not look as much fun as the Warrior, which is weird. But so yeah, I passed on that. But I got those. Also came in earlier this week. I got Runamuck and Runabout from X Transbots because I don't really see there being a Battle Chargers competition between all these third party companies since these are the only Battle Chargers we've gotten in third party since the creation of the genre. Runabout is a dark charcoal gray. I would have liked something a little closer to black, like he was originally, but the windows, the red tinted windows, really pop. Super clean underneath, so not there's not a lot of visible robot everywhere. The pearlescent on Run Amok is really nice. Cute with the QR code aside, and there are some slight differences between them, so they're not exactly the same transformation or the same mold. So again, X Transbots, I have very minimal expectations on some things, but I look forward to getting them in robot mode and looking good on the shelf, especially with the Omnibots coming out down the road. And the last thing I got was I've been mentioning that I'm getting that series of warship combiners being done by Toy Easy. The Torso Bot came in the other day, and just to give you a size reference for the audio people, he's 3 G1 hot rods tall.
Wow.
Wow, that is
So
very descriptive.
yes,
Yeah.
and he's an aircraft carrier, and he's also the torso for their combiner.
That's cool.
Lot of detail on the like the flight deck, the pieces that you see. That is the combiner mode head. there. So really looking forward again to getting these things pulled together when I have time.
Did a great job describing it for the audio listeners, and then it just went off a cliff.
Sorry,
Yeah.
well, sorry, but
So you have them all now.
all the ones they've released, we're still missing an arm and a leg.
Okay.
But we have
Well, that's gonna cost you.
yeah, but we do have the gun. The one I showed off last week before last, the destroyer becomes like a energy crossbow kind of thing. So we are getting there. Toy Easy is also doing a USS Wisconsin. I think I mentioned that as well. So I'm looking forward to getting an ally ship as well. So that's all I got this week.
Chris, did you get anything?
So, do you remember a few years ago when MP43 Beast Wars Megatron came out, and I went to some lengths to get the money together over time, and pre-order that through Amazon Japan and everything, and I got it, and it was a beautiful piece and everything, but had some notable fragility and materials issues, and I was basically afraid to actually like do anything with it because I didn't want to break this expensive thing that I got, so I ended up selling that on to thankfully a home where I believe it was even more appreciated for its positives than even I felt toward it. And so I was left without a masterpiece scale Beast Wars Megatron, but I'd always had in the back of my mind, okay, if they do, for some reason, Takara, lose their minds and do Beast Wars metal masterpieces, I would probably get the Transmetal Megatron from that. Well, Takara hasn't lost their minds and done that because Beast Wars Metals was not particularly popular in Japan. However, there is a third-party option for these, and so I got the what company even was this? Transart Metal T-Rex.
It's beautiful.
It is. So this is their fully masterpiece scale version of Transmetal Megatron. I've had this one out of the box for a little bit and been messing with the robot mode. It's really sturdy, really nice, great like detail level on it. It's not like overblown detail, but it's got an appropriate level of like sculpting detail for the size of it. Like it visually reads just right to me. The facial likeness for Megatron from the show is perfect. All three of the alternate faces. I especially love the grinning face because he's got like the people that sculpted this nailed Mainframe's weird like triangular smile that they did for Megatron like perfectly. It looks spot on. This is the second edition release of Metal T-Rex. The original one had electronic lights, so the eyes in robot and beast mode would light up. The second edition does not have the electronics, and the eyes are painted over. And that's actually for the better because then when the lights aren't on, it's not like, dark, dead looking eyes. Uh, so I have not gone through transforming this yet. I did some research on this before I decided to buy it. The transformation is not supposed to be particularly complex, but there's a couple of spots in it where you kind of just need to be careful with your order of operations so you don't like damage the finish on it. But like the robot mode on this feels so good. The lower legs they have die-cast metal in them, so it's got some heft on the bottom to balance with. And like despite that the wheels are the roller skates, like the original toy, and are actually free spinning wheels, surprisingly that does not make a stability problem so far as I've found in the robot mode. Like I was really impressed with that. And like for the most part, what this is just like a massively upscaled, improved, like idealized version of the original Transmetal Megatron toy, which I assume is not going to crumble to dust over time, like the other one can just, split and fracture on its brown plastics. And there's a little bit of vac metal finish on this, like Megatron had originally, but like so much of this is just this beautiful copper paint finish, like super shiny, but it's a paint finish and not vac metal. Like it's just yeah,
I
it
didn't know
is.
that.
Yeah, it is just such a beautiful, well-made, like loving rendition of the character. It's really everything that I liked about MP43 with none of the obvious drawbacks from how it was manufactured. The one thing conceptually with this that I kind of don't like is that there's two copies of the tail. There is one that's meant for use in beast mode, which is larger for proper scaling purposes, and there's a second one that's specifically to be the arm cannon. And like I feel like I would have probably preferred something more in the middle of those two, so it could be, all a perfect transformation, use all the parts in both modes. But like the final result of this just looks and feels so good. I can't even really complain that much about that. It's a consideration to make both modes be as good as they possibly can, just accepting some parts substitution. Also, it was a damn sight cheaper than getting MP43 Beast Wars Megatron was, so I can't really complain about that either. So
Where'd you get it?
I bought it secondhand from someone who's having a sale.
Oh, okay. I have some.
Um,
I come so close to picking that up. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, if you find the right deal, I really think you should. This is the first third-party toy, other than like Doctor Wu little cassette dudes that I've bought in I don't even know how long. And it's also the first big third-party toy that I've bought that I felt like fully satisfied with in I don't know how long, probably since City Commander came out, or maybe Fans Project Code. Like one of those is probably the last major third party purchase I had that I didn't end up having regrets over. Um, so yeah, like super, super nice thing. Part of me would like to look into some of the other figures based on the transmetals that they've done, but that's also a really dangerous rabbit hole to start slipping down. And I think I will just leave it at Megatron and be happy that finally, after, however many like 3 years maybe it took to finally get to this point, maybe even longer than that. When did MP43 come out? But after this much time, I finally have the like idealized high-end representation I wanted of Beast Wars Megatron in the body that Megatron was really iconic in the series.
Nice.
And that's what I got this week.
Cool. I would want Megatron and Primal, and I could live with those two.
Because you can
'Cause I
live with
could
those
live
two.
with those two,
Yeah.
Okay, so I got Missing Link Convoy. So, we can jump to. Oh wait, I got one more
Rob
thing.
covered it pretty thoroughly.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah.
I got one more thing. I mentioned last week that I bought something at the beginning of the show, and with the guys I was saying, hey, it was a mint and sealed box G1 that I didn't have. Well, I don't look at things very clearly sometimes, and I just read the description, and
I have done this.
didn't look at the photo. And you'll understand why the confusion. It's not G1 what I thought. It's G2 Spark.
Yeah.
Dang.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's Pyro, the G2 version, which is identical to the G1 version, mint and sealed box.
Oh wow.
And yeah, named
Don't
Spark.
ever open that.
I will never open this. It will never be opened.
Yes, I see that big
Pyro
chunk
Ignatius Spark.
Yeah.
I see that big chunk of gold plastic sitting on top of it for
and underneath of it.
Underneath of it, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
yeah, no, you don't touch Pyro. Yeah. It's a rule.
Yeah. So I'm very happy with it. It's something I needed because it's wasn't my collection.
That box looks in really nice shape.
Yeah,
I see one crease on there.
Yeah, it's a little beat up, but
but that's really nice looking.
Like I would not have skipped that box if I saw it on the shelf at KB. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
So so it was this, or I was going to get a mint and sealed box Rotor Storm because I love Rotor Storm, but I already have a Rotor Storm or two. I might have 2 Rotor Storms, and eventually I do want to get a mint and sealed box one. But I saw this, and this was actually cost a little bit less. So I'm like, yeah, I'll get Pyro.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, I'll get Pyro because it was listed as Pyro on the auction. I didn't notice that it was the G2 version. But like it's virtually identical. So yeah. And that's what I got this week. Let's jump to ham sandwiches. Chris.
No.
Okay. Rob, you got something.
I got a couple of little things. This week's Surigaya order included the latest issue of New Type just for the hell of it. and also a couple issues of Bandai's monthly making journal from 1985, which is basically the Bandai equivalent Nintendo Fun Club News when you get down to it.
Oh, cool.
And it had some interesting pre-production color schemes for some Zeta Gundam mobile suits. So, yeah, there's a color scheme in there for in the one issue for the Zeta that is basically pretty sure where they got the Rigazi color scheme from.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm now speaking words that only mean things to Chris, but
The Rigazi is from Char's counterattack and stands for Refined Gundam Zeta.
yeah, but yeah, it is just like the color layout is almost exactly identical, and yeah, so that was interesting, and also it was interesting to Jay because the back of it has like a display of basically all the Ghostbusters merch that was available in Japan in late 1984, early 1985.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, that's just I may try and pick up a few more of those if, next time they do the free shipping, because just this is the kind of thing that fascinates me.
Right.
So, the other thing I got just on a whim was been seeing people on my Blue Sky timeline talking up Delicious in Dungeon, which is currently an anime on Netflix. I went for the manga because it was a manga first, and that's how I do things. And I'm about halfway through the first volume, and yeah, it is really good and really funny. And that this artist is really excellent at expressions, which, you know, when you're talking about people wandering around a dungeon trying to find which monsters to eat, is really kind of an important aspect, I think.
The anime is actually also pretty good from the few episodes I've seen, and like at least on the Japanese side, the voice acting is pretty strong.
Nice, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure the anime is by Trigger, who are, you know, just excellent. So I want to catch that when I can, but I currently do not have Netflix. So, but yeah, for like the $12 this cost on Amazon, I am very satisfied, and this is probably going to be a series I stick with. And I think that's it for this week.
Donald?
Nothing.
Wow.
Wow, cool. Matt?
One thing, yes, I did, because this came with my on-topic stuff because it shipped my pile of loot from Big Bad Toy Store because I had to, because I had my second Galaxy Mega / Delta Mega Shokugan modeling project kit.
Nice.
Why'd you get a second one?
Because I really like Galaxy Mega, and I really like Galaxy Mega, and Super Galaxy Mega is one of my favorite mechs ever, so I want them all represented. And I just like building these.
Good.
I was going to hold off because I've actually got a second Wand Tiger coming to for Kibadio purposes. But I was down to like, you have to ship your pile of loot right now. Like, yeah, I couldn't wait anymore because of Galaxy Mega. But
yeah,
that's it. That's all for me this week.
I mean, having a second Wand Tiger is sensible because Kibadio is the best mecha combination in Die Ranger.
It really is.
Like, yeah, just there's no debate on that.
Well, Die Reno is like my favorite, but
I mean, it's
Kibadio
fine.
Is wonderful.
Yeah. Diecast?
Yeah, I actually went to a local convention and I fell down a new rabbit hole that I really has invigorated me. I guess I've been a little stale on Transformers. So the new rabbit hole is the Mythic Legions figures. They are so nice, and I spent way too much, but I got like
is that one of the boss fight lines?
No, it's Four Horsemen.
Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have a headless horseman right now. That's amazing. A lot of their figures are black light reactive, or at least some of them. So I set up a shelf and I got a black light on them, and they're really, really nice. They got a lot of skeleton figures, which I love. They use soft goods sometimes. They're generally in $30 to $50 figure range. And I've seen them in package before, and I've kind of like, I think I didn't want to fall down another rabbit hole. and also just they don't really look as nice till you get them out of package. Like the package does not do these figures justice. So I am posting pictures on like my face on my Twitter. If you follow me at Diecast2, you can see some of the photos, but and I'm working on the displays because I need to run cables for the black lights and stuff, but it's just it's a passion that I've had or a new passion that's ignited in me in a time when I'm a little bit tired of some of the stuff we're getting in Transformers. So it's really been a good outlet for me, especially it's only been, a week, but man, those are beautiful figures.
Cool.
So Blade Raider just asked through the Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, if Matt knew Gingayo is the next Shokugan modeling project. Matt?
I've already ordered it and paid for it through Collectibles. Thank you very much for checking though, Blade Raider.
Who is that?
Gingayo,
Lost Galaxy.
Okay.
The Galaxy Megazord.
Blade also posted to our Discord showing a photo of missing Link Optimus Prime with a couple of Diaclone pilots sitting in it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
All is right with the world.
Yeah.
But I feel you, Diecast, because just sometimes something new is just absolutely what you need. This is kind of why I fell down the Shoto rabbit hole this last year after watching Shin Kamen Rider. Just having a new line to obsess over just is good for the soul sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. The Shokugan modeling project got me, like Blade Raider pointed out, Gingayo. So I've already paid for that, and Daimugen, and Tetra Boy, and I'm just waiting on them all.
I wish Mega Constructs minifigures were still a thing, because like that was my that was the like Transformers alternative thing for me that really was like hitting my buttons well.
I wish the Star Trek line would have continued, because I was all into that.
Yeah, there was so much more they could have done with that, with little or no new parts of beyond what they had already done. But I mean, just any of it, like even the Masters of the Universe stuff, I was getting pretty invested in collecting too, and I didn't even care about He-Man that much. But they're good little action figures, and they were cheap, and it was an easy thing, and it kept me feeling alive inside. And now I just have Transformers, and I die a little every time I buy a new one. More on that next week.
Cool. So, want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Patrons get an ad-free version of RSC. You get it a day early. Doesn't mean 24 hours. You get it the day before. Higher bit rate, weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast. When we have major edits in RSC, you get an unedited episode of the show or version of the show. You get There Goes My Money a week early. Posted the new episode Monday?
Monday?
Yeah.
Monday.
Really good episode. Really, really enjoyed that. Great job with that, Chris. Patrons at the Touch tier get to be on There Goes My Money, and that's recorded twice monthly. And Touch patrons also get to be mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits. And I want to thank Kevin Dorsey, Jacob Lucia, Sean Bratton, Emmett Stresovich, Hector Bones, Jay Klein Rye, Joey Russell, Mike Armstrong, Rabbits, Rick Mahurin, Ryan Bona, Sean Hamilton, Sean Williamson, and Spider Bob. Now, not everybody there is on There Goes My Money, but they could be. And if you want to be, again, sign up at the Touch tier at patreon.com/tfradio.
Yeah, if you listen to the show and you think that sounds like a lot of fun, it is.
It is, yeah.
I will say it's maybe even a little more fun than the episodes sound, because I do editing on those, and I have to take some things out that don't necessarily fit into the show. But yeah, recording that is also a lot of fun, and I certainly encourage anyone who enjoys that and wants to be involved, get on board, hit us up. We would love to, be able to bring in some new people every now and then.
When are you recording the next episode? When does that get recorded?
If I have not lost my mind, the next one should record on March 5th.
March 5th. Okay. So that's next week. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say I'll be if it was when I was recovering from my surgery, I would love to be on, but I will not be recovering from my surgery yet. The week after. Okay.
Yeah.
So cool. Okay, sweet. So, yeah, if you want to be on, patreon.com/tfradio. Okay. You know, we have everything listed at tfradio.net. Lots and lots and lots of podcasts going back to the 1990s. Back before there were podcasts, we called them internet radio shows back then. A lot of stuff. We have all
We're
of
the
our links.
podcast that predates the iPod.
Oh, well, there's plenty of those, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but we predate those. So,
Yeah.
we're old.
We are the first nerd podcast in the world.
No, I think there's at least one or two more. I think I'm not so. At one point, we thought we were the oldest. I'm pretty sure I found two, which legitimately do predate us. But in the world of millions of podcasts, to say that they're too older, like one is a ham radio podcast. That's pretty damn nerdy. So I would say that's a nerd podcast. In fact, back then they were all nerd podcasts because there was no way to do this without being pretty nerdy.
Nerds are early adopters. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're out there. We've been there for a while. You can find us on Twitter at TF Radio, on Facebook at facebook.com/TF Radio, on YouTube as Radio Free Cybertron, or everywhere. John DeLuna, he's in our Discord right now, but he's not on the show. He's at that John D everywhere. Rob Springer, not here. Zonebase.org, at RoboRobSpringer on Twitter, and at zonebase.bsky.social. You'll find me on Kilby@bsky.social on Blue Sky, and you can also find all the stuff that I do at briankilby.com. So, having a lot of fun doing my Happy Daily podcast there. Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
They can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Diecast2. They can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast, and they can see my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews.
Very cool, Matt.
Melvar at bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's.
Sweet. Donald?
I can be found on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. I can also be found on Blue Sky at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.bluesky.social.
Cool. Rob?
I'm on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social. 50-50 random ranting and talking about toys and robots and stuff. I'd really like to talk about toys and robots and stuff more, but that requires a commitment from the world to suck less, and I'm not there. But if you want to just see about robots and robot video games, youtube.com/flailthroughs. I'm definitely going to be covering Gundam Breaker 4 when it comes out. I am so looking forward to that. And right now also covering Gundam Battle Operation 2. Tonight I do the weekly update video, which will go live tomorrow. That being Wednesday night and Thursday morning for people who are catching this at a later date. And if you like what I do there, I've got a Patreon, patreon.com/flailthroughs. You can make requests. Once Gundam Breaker 4 is live, I will take requests for, gunpla designs to take through some stages. And also I have an Amazon wish list that's probably about to get laden down with a bunch of Delicious and Dungeon volumes at tfradio.net/playlist.
Well, at least I know what I'm getting you for your birthday this year.
Chris?
Chris RTXV on Blue Sky. You can find the work I've done on the internet at playwithphotography.com. I have an Amazon wish list if you would like to just throw random things at me and also help the show out a little bit through the Amazon affiliate program, tfradio.net/chrislist. Also, of course, check out our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. It's a great community. It's not just Transformers topics in there. We talk about all kinds of different stuff. We've got a bunch of different channels for specific subjects, so it's not all lumped together all the time. And it's a great place to go if you want to be informed about like sales and other deals that come up too, because Panda Strong just today, one of our fine regulars, waylaid several of us with some outlet finds on Hasbro Pulse and caused several of us to make poor decisions today. More on that next week. But yeah, definitely check out our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. It's my favorite place to talk to fellow nerds of a like mind.
Yeah, it's awesome. Cool. Okay, well, we will see you next week. Have a good one.
Take care.
Bye.
Recording stopped.
Okay, cool. So yeah, what I love about Pyro is he will go on my G2 shelf.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is. That
I am very jealous. So did they add new stuff to the outlet sale? Because it's always been the same stuff every time I check.
Yeah, a few new things went in. So Powerlink's Hotshot was on there.
That's been on there for 30... Powerlink's Hotshot.
Yeah, Powerlink's $31.99. That Core Class 3-pack with the trailer was on there for $23, maybe.
There you go, Brian.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know
that's a
how much of
decent
this.
price for that.
Wait,
I don't
for
know how
what?
much of this stuff is still up.
Oh. Hasbro Pulse outlet?
Yeah.
How do you get to it?
There's a big tag at the bottom. It says outlet. It's they don't call it clearance anymore.
No.
Outlet is more acceptable term.
Okay.
Yeah, the hot shot's still there. I'm looking at that now because I was as surprised as you were, Matt, that there's actually new stuff on there.
Yeah, regular Hotshot's on there for like $14.
Yeah.
Oh,
Metal
It
Hawk
has
is
been for
also
quite
on
some
there
time.
for like 15, which is a steal for that toy.
oh yeah,
Yep.
that toy is wonderful.
Yeah.
And it's coming out again.
It sure is.
It
It
is?
is. Yeah. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
coming
getting a
out
package reprint.
it's getting shipped again this year because it was a popular seller in the Asian markets.
Oh yeah, the trailer prime is $27.91.
That
Okay, I
was
mean, that's-
originally like 50. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's still way better. That's
Oh,
more
my,
in
yes.
line with what that set should have cost
Yeah,
Yeah.
to begin with.
or
absolutely.
maybe it was like
And-
40 or something originally.
was
but
40,
It was
yeah.
stupid. Yeah.
Oh, if
And-
anybody wants the Optimus Primal mask, it's
22.
it's $22.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good too. Yeah, I think like Powerlink's Hotshot, I think at about $32 is about right for a deluxe today with the minicon, the guns, the blast effects, and probably an extra slathering of paint on it. Like that seems about fair.
I
The-
agree.
The
Yeah.
40 plus that it was, normal, like
Yeah.
Transmetal
Yeah.
Megatron, Transmetal 2 Megatron's down to 40.
Yeah, that's been floating around out there for a little while.
Yeah, they've had
At
that on there
discount.
cheaper in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen it at like 34 on there
yeah,
at one point.
yeah. And that batch sold out and then more came in and the price went
Yeah.
back up.
Yeah.
But still not a bad price.
No, it's not. No, I mean, I probably would have bought that by now at one of those reduced prices if I felt like it had someplace to fit in my collection, and it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that
Like-
kills me is a Siege Optimus Prime. That thing has sold out on Pulse so many times. And they keep getting more in stock.
The eyebrow truck is immortal.
Like, how many did they make for the love of God?
Holiday Optimus is on there.
Yeah,
Yep,
and
and
the
VNR.
VNR also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those have all been on there for a while.
Yeah.
Hey, people
There were
watching
like-
live, I'm going to kill the stream because I need to go to bed here in a few minutes. But
Yeah,
we're
there
still-
were like-
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Okay,
Good
good
night.
There were like 176 items on there for the past month or so when I've been checking. I never see anything new added.
I just
Mhm.
bought, and waiting to kill YouTube. So, YouTube, you can hear me say this. I just bought the Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. So,
Yeah, I mean
Nice.
that's a perfectly fine price for that set.
yeah, it's still like 30 something on 33 on Amazon right now.
Earlier today, Amazon had the Dion and Ariel 2-pack for like